Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you to our third webinar within the MAPLAN Virtual Days. My name is Bernd Schritteser and I'm managing partner of the company Cyaflex. We are an engineering office and we are a full-service provider in the field of polymers and the field of elastomers. Today it's a pleasure for me to welcome Georg Chaloupka. Georg Chaloupka and I know each other very well also since several years, and I'd like to ask him to introduce himself.
Thanks, Bernd. That's right. Bernd and I, we studied at the same university and shared there quite some time together, not only just at the university itself, but also later on we even shared an office in a research company located next to the university. Well, and that was also how I came to company MAPLAN. So it all started with a research project where I did my bachelor and master thesis. And later on, I was asked to join the team here at MAPLAN. And well, yes, at the beginning, I was in the technical department, did some minor and small development projects. And since 2018, I'm now in charge for training, for the customer trainings. I'm the head of the training department, and therefore I'm traveling, I would say, almost worldwide to our customers and hold trainings at their sites, but also here at the MAPLAN headquarters in Austria.
Very nice. Thank you for the introduction. Today we are talking about help. Georg, I can remember that during the study time you asked several times, especially for evenings and nights, for help. So what brings you up with this topic from side of MAPLAN?
Yeah, so first of all, during my travels and being directly in contact with customers, I encountered that on the one side, there are some really nice features from the control, which offers help to the customers, all sorts of employees, beginning from the operators up to the head of productions, and quite some time the customers were not really aware of that functions. Nowadays, keyword COVID and traveling restrictions, especially this topic becomes more and more important, so that the customers get an idea, okay, what is the machine capable? I'm struggling, I'm not sure what to enter here or there. And yeah, for lots of these situations, the control offers direct help within the software. And well, then of course, if that doesn't help, then we still have, let's say, classic channels for customers to contact us, but the one or the other tool in the shed also for giving some kind of special support and help.
Yeah, I think the topic is a very important topic also, especially in nowadays, as you mentioned already, during the COVID time and also during the travel restrictions. So from that point of view, I think it's really a nice topic for presenting to the customers. Before we start with the presentation, just two administrative points. So we would like to ask you directly during the presentation to ask your questions with using the chat function. And afterwards, we would have a short discussion. We will do a short question and answering session. And unfortunately, we cannot ask or we cannot talk about all your questions. Therefore, we only choose the three most frequently or three frequently asked questions. And afterwards, we will go with you in direct contact if there are several more questions. So I think, Georg, you have also prepared something.
Right.
And then I would say we would start your contribution. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards we will see, we will talk about the questions. Thank you very much.
Please start the clip. In the following minutes, I would like to show you or remind you of some of the possibilities that are available to you for independent or guided problem solving. This starts with simple tools that are integrated into the current machine control and in the majority of cases are the quickest way to a seamless production. For the trickier challenges, our help desk experts are available by email or free telephone hotline. And to solving even more complex situations, our extended support options like remote support and even video chat are available. The past few months have been very demanding for all of us. I don't think it has escaped anyone's notice that traveling has been a little more difficult in the last 1.5 to 2 years than in the years before. Especially for an international company like MAPLAN, which has always put the availability of the machines as well as the satisfaction of the customers in the first place, and with an export quota of over 95%, this means an extreme challenge. Against all odds, we have managed, together with our subsidiaries and partners, to be there for your concerns and problems continuously. Especially in times of limited travel possibilities, it is immensely important that the potential of the control system is also called upon. Our MAP.commander C6 control offers several features that support your colleagues in their daily work with the machine. Starting with a quick call-up of the manual of the control interface, via the display of product-specific information documents, up to extensive monitoring functions to always keep an eye on the process. As you can see, our software developers have thought of the most diverse user groups when implementing these support options. This applies tool setters and machine operators, as well as to your maintenance team and even production management. There are practical features for everyone. Let's take a quick look directly at the machine control. Let's take a closer look at the MAPLAN page help function. For this, I've opened here my virtual machine control. So let's switch to a random subpage, for example, the mold page. And then let's go on to the vacuum configuration. As you can see, the vacuum is turned on, but not configured any further. Now let's assume, for instance, that the process setter would like to have some additional information about this topic. For this purpose, we simply press the button with the question mark in the upper right corner. And you see, a pop-up window with the title Online Documentation is shown. The first view falls, of course, on the list of PDF documents. These are exactly the same documents that you have received with your machine, and you will find them here once more for a quick lookup when you are directly in front of the control. For example, MAPLAN Energy Monitoring. I can open the according PDF here directly in the control. You also see the links within the document work perfectly, and I can jump directly to the headline of the selected chapter. But we wanted to have a closer look at the page help function. So let's close this here, and most likely you have already seen the button for it here in the upper left corner anyway. Once we press it, another pop-up window opens. Depending on the page I was on before when pressing the question mark button, the according function description opens. In most cases, this is the control description. For some options or special functions, there are separate documents. But for the operator, this makes not really any difference. We were last in the vacuum submenu, and this is a part of the mold page. So the PDF opens exactly at the beginning of the chapter Mold. The blue highlighted links within the document also work here, and I can therefore jump to the description of the vacuum submenu with one click. Here, for example, it is also mentioned that there can be different vacuum systems installed depending on your order. At the beginning, we have assumed that I'm not sure how to configure the vacuum properly. A quick look shows me that the assistant is marked with an 8. So we just look down a little bit further until we reach the corresponding number. And I find the vacuum assistant described quite nicely with 2 given examples here. Namely, 2 variants of the configuration, as they also quite occur in practice. This feature of the page help works on all pages and subpages of the MAP.commander C6 controller. Another important note at this point, where we already have the online documentation open, is the possibility to also store your own documents. Let's quickly change over to the My Documents page, and you see
I've already uploaded 3 PDF documents and a video. These own documents are, so to speak, the customer area where you can store important information. You also have the possibility to define recipe-dependent documents. This means that if you install another mold and load the corresponding mold data file, the associated documents will also be linked here. If you look very closely, you will notice that the SmartLight Codes PDF starts here with an underscore. This is the mark for a so-called mandatory document. I would like to demonstrate briefly what this is and how it works. To do so, we quickly leave the online documentation and switch over to the production data page. So, like I said, we have just installed a new mold and now we start the production. The control asks again if the product data is all set correctly. And by pressing Accept, we confirm the start of production. The pop-up window of the online documentation opens and, of course, we immediately notice we have this big red exclamation mark and the close button is missing. The footnote tells us that the operator must open the document and thereby confirm that he has taken note of it. Only after that, when the PDF or the video is closed again, the button to close the online documentation reappears. In short, the question mark button provides quick access to the page help and virtual documentation to support operators in the most simple and easy way. A small button with huge potential. Should things get a little more complex, you can contact our help desk by email or simply call our free service hotline. Our team of experts will support you in English, Hungarian and of course German as quickly as possible to clarify your questions. By arrangement, we also offer advice in Italian and Turkish. The team consists of software engineers and former service and commissioning technicians who know our machines down to the last detail. This means that 80% of all requests can be solved within a maximum of 30 minutes. But in service, we prefer to let our customers have their say.
I like the MAPLAN after sales and service team because they're very easy to get hold of and they have a good, excellent technical support that solves the problem that I have and makes my day.
Hallo, mein Name ist Glenn Hoffmann von der Firma Baker Hughes aus Celle. Wir haben eine sehr kurze Reaktionszeit von der Firma MAPLAN bei irgendwelchen Problemen oder Fragestellungen. Alles ist ein hervorragender Service, den wir auch gerne nutzen und auch nutzen wollen und auch möchten.
Hi, it's Mick Sullivan, Process Engineer for Burnett's Manufacturing. The after-sales service we get from MAPLAN is excellent. We always get a good response from Keith, and Marcus is always willing to help when he's on site.
Hi, I like MAPLAN after sales and support team. Always there and very professional.
MAPLAN generally is a company very, very good. Always provide us with a top quality service, always very reliable, and we always get what we need from them. So thank you from Burnett's.
MAPLAN, richtig geiles österreichisches Unternehmen mit einem Top-Service.
As an observant viewer, you may be wondering, what about the other 20% of cases that cannot be solved within 30 minutes? Well, we have asked ourselves this question too. And for these tricky cases, we have already been technologically upgrading for several years. The well-known and proven remote access option has been optimized for the current control generation and enables our experts to quickly get an overview in case of system or process-related problems. This looks like this, for example. If a look into the control system alone is not enough, there are two other options available to tackle your problem with visual or audio-visual support. As a first option, I would like to introduce you to the MAP system. Our newest support channel is the most efficient tool in our portfolio. Telelook is completely independent of machine control or software version and offers you the possibility of a secure video chat which works just as easily as your usual messenger. That's great, isn't it? So with the Telelook system, we can literally look over your shoulder when you ask for it and guide you comfortably.
Georg, thank you very much for the prepared contribution. It was a great video. And we've also received some questions. Unfortunately, today we received only 3 questions, but I would ask for them. Thank you very much. Okay. And then we will directly start with the first question. The first one is calling the service line also free of charge if I call from Turkey?
Yes. Or no, to be more precisely, we don't charge any extras. So there are no additional fees. Our service line number is an ordinary landline number. So what you have to pay when you call that number is simply just the normal fee when you call a landline number in Austria. So we don't charge anything extra. But if you call from Turkey or no matter where, you have to pay the normal fee for calling a number in Austria.
And what is the operating time for this number?
Usually from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Austrian time.
From Monday until Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Then we'll switch to the second question. Is the MAP remote system secured in any way regarding its connection to the internet?
Yes, absolutely. The MAP remote system consists of a hardware router in the electrical cabinet, and this has a built-in hardware firewall. So that is more or less preventing any access, unauthorized access directly to the machine. And the second thing is only by demand from the customer, the connection to the cloud is established. For this, it uses a VPN tunnel that is encrypted with 256-bit encryption. So just to give you an idea, that's normally the standard security procedure, even for online banking, for example. And yeah, so it's up to the customer to establish or to tell the machine, establish the connection. And some customers, for example, have it that way that they have connected the machine to their intern network in the company, but the machine is not allowed to go outside to the World Wide Web unless on demand from, let's say, the application engineer makes a call to the IT and says, please give it free so that it can access the internet, that MAPLAN can establish the connection. So that's an alternative way for the customer to handle the network connectivity of the machine.
And this router, is this a standard build in the machine, or you only have it with extra fees?
No, we did it the other way around. So by standard, it's always included in the machine. And if for any special reason the customer says, no, I don't want to have that, then we can skip that.
Okay, thank you. And the last question was, interested in the MAP system. What do I need for the upgrade?
First of all, best thing is if the machine is already equipped with an MGuard, because the MAP system is does need this hardware router. And second, you need a little box for supplying the camera with power. So it's a Power over Ethernet. Therefore, a little bit more convenient for the customer because they only need just the one network cable and no additional cable for power supply. Yeah, so MGuard, the PoE box in the electrical cabinet, and for comfort, I would say a hardware interface on the electrical cabinet so that you only just plug in the camera at the electrical cabinet and not inside. So you can keep the door shut.
When I decide to buy this camera, then I can use it only on this machine, or can I also use it on other machines?
No, the system is or was developed right from the beginning that you buy the camera once and can use it for any of your Generation 6 machines in your facility. So you only just need the camera once. As an example, let's think that you keep the camera in the maintenance department, stored secure, and whenever there is the need, you grab the camera, go to the machine, plug it in, and that's it, more or less.
Okay. Thank you. Great. Then, yes, I think then we have all questions. Thank you very much one more time for your contribution, also for the preparation and for the great discussion we had. It was also a pleasure for me. Yes, at the end, if you have also additional questions, if something came up, then please don't hesitate to contact us. We will also one more time show you the connection details where you can access help if you need it. And yes, finally, it was also a great day. It was a pleasure to welcome you for this contribution today. Next week, same time, same station. So we will start the German lecture at 10 a.m. and we have the English lecture at 3 p.m. And next week we will talk a little bit about CAPEX and OPEX. I'm looking forward to it. And today it was a pleasure for me. And I'd like to also see all of you next week and have a nice weekend and a nice Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye.